Have you ever wondered why some men can step into a room, say very little, and still command the quiet, magnetic attention of the women around them, while others chase, joke, and plead, only to be brushed off as invisible? Attraction is not chaos. It has a language, subtle but powerful, written in looks, gestures, and patterns of behavior that reveal far more than words ever could. A woman may never declare her desire outright, but if you know how to read the signs, her interest becomes undeniable. Most men miss these cues, blinded by their own hunger for validation. But the man who observes, detached and grounded, sees what others cannot. The first sign is not in her voice, but in her eyes. A woman's gaze is a compass pointing to where her emotions want to travel. When her eyes linger longer than politeness requires, when she glances at you repeatedly across the room, when her pupils expand as if her body were betraying her composed facade, these are not accidents. This is the biological script of attraction, playing out beneath her conscious control. She may not even want you to notice, but her physiology reveals what her words may conceal. Yet here is where many men falter. They misinterpret mere politeness, or they chase after every fleeting glance as if it were a promise. The masculine man waits. He notices without clinging. He recognizes the difference between attention given freely and attention forced by circumstance. Her laughter is another clue. There is laughter for humor, and then there is laughter as a bridge, an invitation. If she laughs a little too hard at things that aren't objectively funny, if her body leans toward you while the sound escapes her lips, if she touches her own neck or hair in those moments, she is not only reacting to words, but signaling desire. Women often use humor as a socially acceptable disguise for attraction. The man of discipline doesn't try harder to entertain. He allows the silence to test her. Does she still lean in when the jokes stop? That is where truth lives. Consider also the way she seeks excuses to touch you. A brush against your arm, a playful shove, an unnecessary adjustment of something on your shirt. These micro movements are centuries old. Female attraction is rarely declared. It is suggested, implied, layered in plausible deniability. Why? Because her greatest fear is rejection. To protect her pride, she will disguise her interest as coincidence. The untrained man dismisses these touches as nothing. The awakened man knows attraction is rarely shouted. It whispers. But attraction is not only physical. It reveals itself in her investment. Watch how she responds when you withdraw slightly. If she seeks to keep the conversation alive, asks you questions, or draws your attention back when your gaze shifts elsewhere. This is not courtesy. It is desire trying not to be abandoned. A woman who is indifferent lets silence stretch and conversation die. A woman who likes you will not allow it. She will fight the silence with her energy. Now imagine this. You're speaking with her, and she mirrors your body language without even knowing it. You lean back, she leans back. You touch your chin. She touches hers moments later. This subconscious mimicry is the psyche's confession. She is aligning her body to yours, signaling harmony. Psychology has long studied this phenomenon. It is rapport built not by choice, but by instinct. The man who is blind to these signals walks away, thinking nothing special occurred. The man who sees knows she is already aligning with his presence. Do not underestimate the power of time. If she prolongs her presence around you, even when she has other options or excuses to leave, that is one of the strongest signs of all. People make time for what they value. If she lingers, if she stretches out moments with you, rather than rushing away, she has revealed her preference. Remember, women live in abundance. They are rarely without attention, rarely without options. For her to stay, to give you more of her minutes, is no accident. Yet here is the paradox most men fail to grasp. The more you chase these signs, the more they vanish. A man intoxicated by every gesture, every laugh, becomes needy, and neediness suffocates attraction. It is not enough to notice these signs. You must carry yourself as though you do not require them. Confidence is not found in seeking proof of her desire, but in knowing your value regardless. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say, or think, or do." The same principle applies here. The signs are for observation, not obsession. The awakened man learns to enjoy them without dependency. He observes like a king surveying his land, calm, unshaken, discerning. She laughs too long. Her eyes linger. Her hand brushes yours. Yes, he sees, but he does not grasp. He does not beg. He lets her attraction grow in the fertile soil of his detachment, because deep down, what ignites her interest most is not his reaction to her signals, but his unshakable composure in their presence. Attraction is a current that runs beneath the surface, invisible to the untrained, yet undeniable to the man who has sharpened his perception. It is not the overt declaration that carries weight, but the subtle patterns repeated over time. One of the clearest is how she prioritizes proximity. Notice the way she positions herself in a group setting. If there are several seats available, does she drift toward the one near you? Does she angle her body in your direction when speaking with others? Her torso oriented like a compass, unwilling to betray its true north. A woman may never announce her preference aloud, but her body betrays her loyalties. Men of awareness know proximity is choice. A woman who is drawn to you will arrange the environment to shorten the distance. When she likes you, her conversation bends in peculiar directions. She begins to weave personal details into the dialogue, testing whether you will catch them, whether you will care enough to remember. This is not casual chatter. It is investment disguised as small talk. She may mention her favorite music, her travels, her frustrations, her childhood stories, as if scattering breadcrumbs to see if you will follow. Most men dismiss these moments, but the masculine man listens, not to impress, not to flatter, but to understand, because attraction is not only about the physical pull, it is about whether you can hold the frame of her emotions without collapsing into neediness. Another sign emerges in the digital arena. In an age of glowing screens, where attention is the new currency, how a woman engages with you online reveals her hand. If she is quick to reply, if her messages are longer than necessity demands, if she reacts to your posts and finds excuses to spark conversation outside of necessity, this is pursuit. Yet, here is the bitter truth. Too many men destroy this dynamic by responding instantly, flooding her with validation, or misreading every emoji as a promise of intimacy. The disciplined man does not worship her attention. He evaluates it. He knows the difference between curiosity and investment, between convenience and desire. Observe also the tension between her words and her actions. A woman may say she is busy, but if she rearranges her schedule to see you, the truth is revealed. She may claim she isn't looking for anything serious, yet continues to orbit you, drawing closer with every interaction. Modern dating has blurred the lines between honesty and self-protection. Women often downplay their attraction to avoid vulnerability. But action, not words, is the true oracle. She who invests her time, her energy, and her availability has already declared her preference, whether or not her words admit it. There is also the test of jealousy, not overt drama, but the subtle flare of emotion when your attention shifts elsewhere. Watch closely. If her expression changes when you acknowledge another woman, if her tone sharpens for no reason, if she teases or interrupts When you connect with others, attraction is at work. Jealousy is dangerous when provoked recklessly, but it is a powerful indicator when it arises naturally. It reveals that her mind is already claiming you, even if her lips deny it. But a man of strength does not exploit this recklessly. He does not dangle other women to manipulate her emotions. That is the act of the weak. He remains centered, aware that her jealousy is not his toy. It is her own confession. And then there is the energy shift, the most difficult to describe, yet the easiest to feel. When she likes you, her demeanor changes. The guarded formality she carries with others softens into playfulness. Her voice rises in pitch. Her movements become more animated. Her presence more alive. It is as if the universe within her awakens in your presence. This is not something she can manufacture, for the body cannot lie indefinitely. If she lights up around you, while remaining neutral with others, attraction has already taken root. Yet the greatest mistake men make is assuming that noticing these signs is enough. Awareness is only the beginning. If you cling to them, if you make them your source of validation, you have already lost. The masculine man reads the signs, but he does not live for them. He stands as the mountain, unmoved, self-contained, complete, whether she lingers or withdraws, whether she laughs or falls silent. He remains because he knows the deepest secret of attraction. Women are drawn not to men who need them, but to men who do not. Epictetus once taught that freedom is found in controlling only what is within your power and surrendering what is not. The same truth applies here. You cannot control whether she shows the signs. You cannot force attraction into existence, but you can control your response, your posture, your presence, your composure. By mastering these, you reveal the rarest quality of all, self-possession, and that, more than any witty remark or clever tactic, is what draws her closer. So, when the signs appear, the lingering gaze, the playful touch, the subtle jealousy, acknowledge them, recognize them for what they are. Confirmations, not lifelines, but never let them dictate your sense of worth. Because the man who is owned by her attention is not a man. He is a prisoner, and no woman truly desires to belong to a prisoner. Attraction deepens not only in gestures and glances, but in the way her behavior bends unconsciously around your presence. One of the clearest revelations is the disruption of her composure. A woman interested in a man rarely remains perfectly polished. Her words stumble, her rhythm falters, her calm exterior cracks. She may play with her jewelry, fidget with her hair, bite her lip, or adjust her clothing without need. These small betrayals are not flaws. They are symptoms of nervous energy, the body's way of expelling the tension of desire. Most men mistake these movements for distraction, but the wise man sees them as nature's confession. For when a woman is indifferent, she is smooth, calculated, distant. When she likes you, she is unsteady, undone, human. Another powerful signal emerges in her curiosity about your life beyond the surface. A woman who merely tolerates you will ask the minimum, but when she likes you, her questions cut deeper. She wants to know what drives you, what angers you, what ambitions pull you forward. She becomes fascinated by your past, your passions, your philosophies. Her curiosity is not idle. It is investment disguised as conversation. She is collecting the pieces of your character, weighing them against her instincts, testing whether her attraction can grow into trust. The man who answers without pretense, without the desperation to impress, awakens her deeper interest, for authenticity is more magnetic than performance, and truth has a resonance that artifice can never match. Notice also her willingness to share vulnerability. Attraction does not only seek pleasure, it seeks safety. When she begins to confide in you about her fears, her struggles, her doubts, she is opening the gate to intimacy. This is no small gesture. Women guard their emotions fiercely in the modern world, where judgment and exploitation are constant threats. For her to reveal pieces of her soul is a declaration of trust, and trust is the currency of true desire. But the man of discipline does not exploit this. He does not rush to fix her problems or drown her with solutions. He listens with steady presence, offering not rescue, but understanding, because the masculine role is not to be her savior, but her anchor. The rhythm of pursuit itself changes when she is drawn to you. Indifference creates distance. Desire creates pursuit. A woman who likes you will initiate contact. She will text first, suggest plans, or find excuses to cross your path. Sometimes it is direct. Sometimes it is cloaked in casualness. I was just thinking of you. Do you want to join? I'll be near your area. Each is a mask for the same truth. She is unwilling to leave the encounter to chance. Modern men, dulled by the abundance of superficial attention, often miss the value of this. But to the man who understands scarcity of true desire, these gestures are precious. They reveal not just attraction, but intent. Then there is the matter of loyalty. In a world flooded with endless options, attention spans fracture easily. But if she invests in you, she begins to filter her world differently. She compares others against you. She declines opportunities that might jeopardize your connection. She seeks your opinion before making choices. This is not yet commitment. It is the shadow of commitment forming before her own eyes. And she may resist admitting it, even to herself. But her actions reveal her gravity has shifted. A man who cannot see this misses the magnitude of her attraction. A man who recognizes it holds a rare vantage. He understands she is already aligning her choices with his presence. Another sign is the way she amplifies your value in public. She compliments you in front of others. She defends you when absent. She weaves your name into conversations. Women rarely invest their social capital into men they do not admire. Public praise is one of the boldest signals because it risks vulnerability. To elevate you before others is to risk her own pride. Yet, when she likes you, she does it naturally, unconsciously. This is her way of tethering you to her reality, of anchoring you deeper into her world. The man who craves validation might bask in this too eagerly. The man of composure accepts it, but remains unmoved, because his worth is not built on her words, but on his own discipline. The modern dating landscape has made one sign more critical than ever: her respect for your time. In a culture of instant gratification, where attention spans have been reduced to seconds, if she honors your schedule, waits for your availability, and adjusts her life to meet yours, it is a clear signal. Disrespect is easy to spot. A woman who flakes, delays, or cancels without care is broadcasting indifference. But respect, consistency, and reliability are the hallmarks of genuine interest. And here, most men falter. They chase after the ones who flake, while ignoring the ones who show up. The man of strength does the opposite. He rewards respect with attention, and he withdraws from games, for he knows that attraction without respect is hollow, and respect without desire is duty. The union of both is where true polarity thrives. And through all of this, a final truth emerges. The more she invests, the more she fears losing you. This is why her signals grow stronger the more detached you remain. Because at her core, attraction is not only about what she wants, it is about what she fears. She fears that another woman may claim the presence she desires. She fears that your indifference may one day turn into departure. And paradoxically, it is this fear that sharpens her attraction, for a woman cannot long for what she has fully conquered. She only longs for what she must continue to earn. There comes a moment when the signs of attraction shift from the subtle to the undeniable, where her actions betray a deeper surrender to the polarity between you. One of the most telling revelations lies in her desire for your approval, not in desperate pleading, but in the quiet adjustments she makes in your presence. She begins to dress differently, not always extravagantly, but intentionally. Small details arranged as if her body were whispering, "I see me, choose me." She mirrors your tastes, laughs at your references, shapes her conversation to match your rhythm. This is not manipulation. It is instinct. For when a woman truly likes a man, she adapts, she calibrates, she seeks resonance. The man who is aware does not flatter himself too quickly. He understands that her effort reveals investment. Another powerful indicator emerges in her readiness to support your ambition. Most men mistake attraction for mere physical desire, but a woman's deeper attraction reveals itself in her alignment with your mission. When she encourages your goals, respects your discipline, and admires the battles you fight, she has moved beyond surface-level interest. She sees in you not just a man, but a leader, a builder of worlds. And here lies the paradox. If you abandon your mission to chase her, the attraction evaporates. She was never drawn to your pursuit of her. She was drawn to your pursuit of something greater than yourself. To neglect that is to dismantle the very foundation of her desire. Her protective instinct also awakens when she is invested. She may tease you in private, but when others disrespect you, she bristles. She may question you directly, but when others doubt you, she defends. Women rarely shield men they do not admire. That protective streak, often subtle, is a signal of belonging. It is her subconscious way of declaring, "This one is mine." The untrained man may dismiss it. The discerning man sees the depth of attraction encoded in her loyalty. Notice also how her patience expands. With men she does not care for, her tolerance is razor thin, but with the man she likes, she forgives small mistakes, overlooks flaws, and rationalizes his imperfections. Attraction rewires perception. She sees through the lens of desire, interpreting what might repel her in another man as charming quirks in you. This does not mean she is blind. It means her emotions are already invested, cushioning the edges of her judgment. Yet this should never lead the masculine man into complacency. For while she may tolerate weakness, she never truly admires it. Her attraction is strongest when you continue to embody discipline, growth, and strength. When you remain the man she first desired, not a softened shadow of him. Observe, too, the way she seeks to integrate herself into your world. A woman who likes you does not linger only on the surface of interaction. She reaches into your circle, seeks closeness with your friends, shows interest in your hobbies, aligns with your routines. This is not casual curiosity. It is her attempt to merge realities. Evolution has wired women to seek closeness with men of value, to anchor themselves in his tribe, to belong to the ecosystem of his life. Men who fail to recognize this mistake it for friendliness, but the wise man sees she is not just enjoying the moment, she is positioning herself within his orbit. Even conflict becomes a signal when attraction is present. If she is indifferent, she withdraws. If she argues, challenges, or tests you, it is because she values your response. Women often provoke not out of malice, but to measure your strength. She seeks to know if your frame can withstand pressure, if your composure holds when challenged. Most men react emotionally, losing control, and in that instant, her attraction dissolves. But the man who remains calm, assertive, yet unshaken, he passes the test. Conflict then is not a sign of weakness in her desire, but of its depth. She would not test a man she did not secretly hope would pass. Perhaps the clearest signal of all is the way she invests her imagination in you. Listen closely when she begins to speak of the future with you in it. Even subtly, her attraction has transcended curiosity. She may say, "We should go there sometime. Hey, you'd love this place. I could see you doing that." These are not throwaway lines. They are projections of a reality she is already envisioning. Women rarely imagine futures with men they do not desire. Her words are planting seeds, testing whether you will water them or leave them untouched. The masculine man does not rush to validate every dream. He lets her invest further, lets her attraction compound through her own imagination. And yet, amidst all these signals, a crucial truth stands above them all. Her attraction is not the prize. Too many men obsess over deciphering signs, clinging to every glance and every touch as proof of their worth. But worth is never measured by another's attention. The true masculine path is not about hunting for signs, but about embodying such grounded strength, such unwavering discipline, that the signs become inevitable. She cannot help but like you, because your very presence triggers her admiration. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free." Freedom in this arena comes not from controlling her attraction, but from mastering yourself. When you are free from the hunger for validation, when you stand tall, regardless of her response, you transform from a man who seeks signals into a man who generates them. Attraction, then, is no longer a mystery. It is a consequence of your being the deeper truth behind every sign. Every subtle gesture is that they are not the destination. They are echoes of a greater force at play. A woman's attraction to a man is not random, nor is it built solely on charm or appearance. It is rooted in polarity, in the eternal dance between masculine direction and feminine energy. When she truly likes you, what she is responding to is not only your looks, your status, or your wit. She is responding to your essence, the way you carry yourself, the way you hold your ground, the way you remain unshaken in a world where most men are constantly swayed. For attraction is not fragile. It thrives on contrast. It grows when you remain disciplined while others chase indulgence, when you remain calm while others lose control, when you remain free while others cling in desperation. This is why so many men destroy what was already theirs to claim. They see the signs, then suffocate them with neediness, with overexposure, with dependence. But the man who truly understands lets her attraction breathe. He knows that her laughter, her jealousy, her curiosity, her nervous energy, all of it is meant to orbit around a strong center. That center must never be her. It must be his mission, his purpose, his standard. And here lies the highest level of mastery, the ability to walk away, no matter how many signals she sends, no matter how intense her gaze or how sweet her touch. If she disrespects your boundaries, if she treats you with indifference, if she expects you to abandon your values, your willingness to leave is the most powerful sign you can give in return. Because nothing amplifies attraction like scarcity, and nothing communicates scarcity like a man who refuses to sell himself cheaply. A woman may test you, but what she truly desires is not your compliance. It is your integrity. She wants to know that you cannot be bought with beauty, that you cannot be enslaved by attention, that you cannot be broken by emotional turbulence. The moment you prove that your standards are higher than your hunger, you shift from being just another man to being the man. For in a world of abundance, what is scarce is treasured, and what is treasured is pursued. It is a paradox older than civilization itself. She is most drawn to you when you need her least. This does not mean arrogance, nor coldness, nor cruelty. It means strength. It means you have built a life so complete, so fulfilling, that her presence becomes a gift, not a necessity. Women are not inspired by men who beg for completion. They are inspired by men who are already whole, who invite them into a world greater than the one they knew alone. So yes, notice the signs. See the way her eyes linger, the way her laughter grows louder in your presence, the way she adjusts her world to revolve a little closer to yours. But let these be confirmations, not foundations. Because the truth is this: the moment you make her interest the source of your worth, you destroy the very essence that attracted her in the first place. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that external praise or insult meant nothing compared to the judgment of one's own soul. A man who lives by this principle cannot be swayed by fleeting signals. He reads them, enjoys them, but remains unmoved. He is not owned by her interest, nor broken by her rejection. He is constant, and it is in that constancy, that immovable masculine presence, that attraction finds its most fertile soil. In the end, what she truly desires is not a man who chases every sign of her affection, but a man who embodies such value that she cannot help but give them. A man who does not crumble when ignored, who does not kneel for validation, who does not barter his principles for temporary approval. She may admire, she may invest, she may dream, but it is you who must remain sovereign. The signs matter, yes, but sovereignty matters more, because the man who is sovereign over himself is sovereign over the dynamic. He can welcome her desire, or he can walk away from it. He is never enslaved by it. And paradoxically, it is this very freedom, this ability to leave, this refusal to depend, that pulls her closer than anything else. The man who knows his worth chases nothing. He attracts everything.